Generations after the Great Flood, humanity spoke one language, shared one vision, and journeyed together across the earth.
Imagine waking up one morning and suddenly, no one around you understands a single word you say. Without warning, confusion spread. Brothers could no longer understand one another.
Bring me more bricks! ¿Qué estás diciendo?
Before the confusion, everyone spoke one language and worked together with one purpose.
Then their leaders gathered the people and announced a bold plan.
Come! Let us build a great city!
The people baked strong bricks. They prepared everything for a project unlike any before.
Day after day, the tower climbed higher as the people worked with one heart. But their goal was no longer just to build, it was to make themselves famous.
Let us make a name for ourselves!
They wanted a city and tower that would make their name famous throughout the earth.
Their ambition was growing, but they had forgotten the God who had preserved humanity.
The tower rose higher and higher, becoming a symbol of human pride and independence.
But while the people watched their tower rise, heaven was watching them too. Genesis tells us that the Lord came down to see the city and the tower. God saw that the people were united and that their shared language made their plans easier to accomplish. Then God declared that their unity could allow them to pursue whatever they imagined. Let us confuse their language. And suddenly, the greatest construction on earth began to fall apart.
Bring the bricks!
One worker shouted instructions,
Je ne comprends pas.
but the people around him could no longer understand his words. Teams broke apart as communication disappeared. The workers could no longer coordinate their work. Without a common language, construction stopped. The tower would never be completed. Across the city, confusion spread.
What are you saying?
Je ne comprends pas.
They now spoke completely different languages. Slowly, families and workers gathered with those who could understand them. The united crowd became many groups, each carrying a different language into distant lands.
The once busy city grew quiet, while the unfinished tower remained standing above the abandoned construction site.
The Bible says this is why the place was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of the earth. But there was something important behind God's decision. And it wasn't simply about stopping a building. The people had said, "Let us make a name for ourselves," revealing the pride behind their ambition.
Their goal was not simply to build. They wanted their own greatness to become their identity.
The tower became a symbol of humanity, trying to establish greatness without depending on God. Yet God's purpose continued. Humanity was now spreading across the earth, just as God had intended. What looked like the collapse of their greatest project became the beginning of nations, cultures, and languages across the world. From Babel, people continued their journeys, carrying their families and newly divided languages into distant lands. Groups settled in new places. forming communities that would eventually develop their own distinct identities. The scattering changed humanity forever, but God's plan for the earth continued. The Tower of Babel had failed, but its warning would remain for generations. Human achievement is not wrong. The danger begins when achievement becomes more important than God.
Babel reminds us that pride can unite people around the wrong purpose, even when their plans appear unstoppable.
Families gathered their belongings, unsure where they would go, as the once united people began separating. Groups traveled in different directions, searching for new places to settle and begin again. Even neighbors could no longer understand each other.
Where are you going?
Je ne sais pas.
Some groups crossed mountains, carrying everything they needed for a new beginning.
Others searched for water, building their lives around wells in the dry wilderness.
Across the scattered lands, people developed new skills, customs, and ways of life.
Families began creating new homes, traditions, and communities far from Babel. Some settled beside rivers, where fishing and farming gave their families a new future. Others found fertile land and began growing crops to feed their growing communities. As communities grew, people traded goods and learned to live among those who spoke differently. As generations passed, new peoples emerged, carrying their languages and identities into distant lands. Over time, these scattered communities became connected again through travel, trade, and discovery.
The scattering at Babel had changed the world, but God's greater story was only beginning.
So why did God intervene? The answer begins with the people's desire to make a name for themselves.
Their ambition had become more important than their relationship with their Creator. Babel was not simply about bricks and height. It represented humanity trusting its own greatness. They wanted to reach the heavens on their own terms, rather than follow God's direction. But their project could not overcome God's authority. Their unity suddenly became confusion. One moment they were united. The next, they could not even understand one another.
Come back!
Je ne comprends pas.
And so the people scattered, exactly as the biblical account describes.
The story reminds us that human plans cannot overturn God's greater purpose. But Babel also gives us a warning. Success without humility can become dangerous.
We can build impressive things, gain influence, and achieve great goals. But none of these should replace God.
God was not threatened by their tower. He was addressing the pride behind their ambition. And although Babel looked like an ending, God's story was far from over. But the story did not end with Babel. The Bible immediately begins leading us toward another great chapter. From the scattered generations came the family line that would eventually lead to Abraham. And God would call Abraham to leave his homeland and follow a new path. Unlike the builders of Babel, Abraham was called to trust God's direction rather than create his own greatness. God promised that through Abraham, all the families of the earth would ultimately be blessed. What began with scattered people would become part of a much greater story of God's purpose. Babel reminds us that humanity may be divided by language, culture, and distance, but God sees every nation.
Different languages did not erase our shared humanity. We are still part of one human family.
And the lesson for us is simple. Never allow success, ambition, or pride to become greater than God.
Build your life with God, not merely for your own name, because everything we achieve is temporary. The Tower of Babel may have disappeared into history, but its warning still speaks to us today. So ask yourself, am I building my life for my own name or for God's purpose? If this story taught you something, share it with someone today.